We know that people always can make some mistakes when submit the application. From your personal experience, what is the most common mistakes people have made when they applying for EB-5 project? Or what are the main reasons for USCIS to reject their application?
First of all, let me say that people, when we say people, we're normally talking about the applicants, because they're the ones that suffer the loss or the win. The attorneys, it's just the job. The RC, it's just the job. Immigration, it's just the job. So when you say people, but these people have nothing to do with whether they win or lose. It's these players that play that cause the problems. The weakness that I have seen over the years is there are instructions that tell you how to fill out the forms. If you read the instructions and you answer the mail truthfully, the case should stand on its own. If you can answer all the questions and provide the information that is called for, there's no reason to deny an application. When they're reading, they're looking for a way to say no, or they're looking for a way to say yes. A good officer is going to look for a way to say yes. He may see something that's marginal. He tried to hire people, but he couldn't because of COVID. Okay, but the next line says, he interviewed 27 people for the job in 2 months, and all of them now, if he wants to say yes, he can, because he's got a reason. Okay, he can hang his hat on that. If it's just he didn't hire anybody because of COVID-21, he can say no, and nobody will ever question it. Okay, so those sorts of mistakes are the ones that we see that cause denials. And it's across the board. And so even then, immigration will send you an intent to deny and give you another chance to answer the mail. And these answers come in, people will argue with the officer. Well, you don't know what you're doing over there. Here's what the law says. This guy knows what the law says, okay? And so they don't answer the mail. They're busy scolding immigration. And so then immigration says, okay, I'll show you who's the winner here, and they deny it. And now who gets hurt? Immigration guy doesn't get hurt. RC doesn't get hurt. The applicant does. It always comes down to the poor immigrant who loses his money, it's cheating. These guys, when they get these sort of denials, if they change the system and they said, if there's a denial because of inadequacy, you, the attorneys, are going to have to pay the fine. Okay? $800,000. Guess what? They would learn how to write real quick. Okay? They would be very, very careful, and there would be very few denials. But as it stands now, we see denials for so many things: that incomplete application, lack of supporting documents, not answering, the question. When did you enter the United States the first time? Blank. You can't do that. So either the law offices need to have a quality control section where when the officers finish writing the application, it goes to quality control, and they check every single line, every single word, okay? And they send it in. And then if it still gets denied, they'll know exactly why it was denied, and they fix that problem. So you only get one denial, because it's not going to happen again, okay? And pretty soon, they just sail right through, okay? But you don't have that because this guy gets hurt. And that's the sad part about all that. And so there's stuff that you wouldn't even believe. People will send in, I remember an asylum case, the guy applied for asylum, and you got to fill out a narrative. He filled out everything, sent it in, forgot to send in the narrative. Now, how do you forget? This is his whole story. They looked at the case. They're not going to say, oh, hey, you made a mistake. They've got a job. Okay, this is the case that was given to them. They're going to look at it, denied. Okay, and now you've got a bigger problem, because now you've got a denial, and you've got to do something with it or leave the country. And so, it's almost an unfair fight. The immigration guys only have one thing that they do, and they do it well. and you've got to do it better than they do it. And I wish more law firms saw that. Most of the problems that we see, it's because some law firm or some attorney in a law firm got careless, didn't pay attention, didn't understand. Whatever the problem was, it resulted in a denial for the guy he was trying to help. And you can't help me by getting me denied. That's not what I pay you for. I pay you for getting me approved. So, I mean, am I going to be able to change that? No, but, I'll do my little part where I can. I represent a point of view having been with the service. Whenever they had a discussion about whether they should say yes or no on a case, they came to me. And they said, you have to decide, are we a yes or are we a no? And if I could, like I say, I'm looking for something, because people are going to come after me if I say yes, and there's nothing there to support my point of view. If I could feel something or see something that I could hang my hat on, I would say, no, this is a yes, or no. Send them an intent to deny and tell them why it's a no. Give them a chance to fix the problem. And sometimes they did and sometimes they didn't.